What if the moment your father struggled to stand up from his chair last week wasn't just old age, but a silent war happening inside his muscles, one that started years before you ever noticed? Right now, millions of seniors are losing strength every single day, and most don't even know why. It's not laziness. It's not inevitable. It's sarcopenia. And by the time you see it, you've often already lost a third of the muscle you once had. But what if I told you this can be slowed, stopped, even reversed? Not with medicine, but with 10 specific foods sitting in grocery stores right now. One food alone can flip a genetic switch that rebuilds muscle in seconds. Another repairs cell damage that's been building for 20 years. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to put on your plate to protect the strength, independence, and dignity of everyone you love before it's too late. What if the reason your grandmother struggles to open a jar or your father needs help standing from a chair has nothing to do with just getting old and everything to do with what's missing from his plate? Right now, somewhere in the world, a 65-year-old man is losing muscle while he sleeps. Not because he's sick, not because he's lazy, because his body has quietly entered a war. A war most people don't even know is happening. It's called sarcopenia, and it is silently stealing strength, independence, and years of life from millions of seniors. And here's the terrifying part. By the time you notice it, you've often already lost a third of what you once had. But here's what almost nobody tells you. This war can be won. Not with a pill, not with a prescription, with food. The right foods, eaten the right way, can slow this process down to a crawl. And in some cases, even reverse it. Let's talk about eggs first. One of the most underrated muscle protectors on the planet. Packed with leucine, the single amino acid that acts like a switch, flipping on muscle repair inside aging cells. Most seniors don't eat enough leucine in one sitting to even trigger that switch. That's the hidden failure point most diets miss. Then there's fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel. These aren't just protein. They're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that do something remarkable. They make aging muscle more sensitive to protein again. Imagine your muscles slowly losing their ability to hear the protein you eat. Omega-3s turn the volume back up. Now think about mushrooms. Strange, humble, often ignored. Yet they carry ergothioneine, a rare antioxidant that protects muscle cells from the oxidative damage that builds up year after year, decade after decade. This is one of the most overlooked defenses against muscle aging that exists in nature. Legumes, lentils, chickpeas, black beans bring fiber and plant protein together, feeding the gut bacteria that, shockingly, influence how well your body builds muscle. Yes, your gut and your muscles are in constant communication, and legumes are the translator. Greek yogurt and dairy bring something unique too. Fast-absorbing protein combined with calcium, both essential not just for bones, but for the nerve-to-muscle signaling that keeps movement sharp and controlled. Berries, blueberries, strawberries flood the body with polyphenols that calm chronic inflammation, the invisible fire that burns away muscle tissue day after day without you ever feeling a symptom. Leafy greens like spinach and kale deliver nitrates that improve blood flow, because muscle without blood flow is like a plant without water. You can eat all the protein in the world, but if circulation is poor, the muscle can't use it. Nuts and seeds, especially walnuts, bring healthy fats that reduce inflammation while supplying magnesium, a mineral involved in over 300 processes in the body, many directly tied to muscle contraction and recovery. Olive oil ties it all together. An anti-inflammatory powerhouse that protects the very cells responsible for muscle regeneration. And whole grains, often dismissed, provide the steady energy that prevents the body from breaking down muscle for fuel during the day, something that happens far more often in seniors than people realize. Here's the truth that should shake you. Muscle loss isn't inevitable. It's often a diet deficiency wearing the disguise of aging. Every single day someone eats without these foods is a day their body edges closer to frailty, falls, hospital visits, and lost independence. And every single day someone eats with intention, with these exact foods, is a day they're fighting back, rebuilding strength most people are told is impossible to get back. This is bigger than nutrition. This is about whether someone you love can still carry their own groceries at 75, whether they can still get up off the floor without fear, whether they get to stay independent or lose that independence one meal at a time. The foods are simple. The science is real. The only question left is, will you use it before it's too late, or wait until the strength is already gone? Sarcopenia starts earlier than most think. Most people assume muscle loss is something that only happens after 70, but the truth is far more alarming. The decline actually begins as early as the 30s, moving slowly and silently at first, almost undetectable. By the 40s and 50s, the loss picks up pace, and after 60, it can accelerate dramatically, with some seniors losing 3 to 8% of their total muscle mass every single decade. What makes this so dangerous is that it's invisible in the early stages. There's no pain, no warning sign, no symptom. Until one day, a person notices they can't open a jar, climb stairs without effort, or carry groceries like they used to. By then, a significant portion of muscle is already gone. This is why early awareness, starting in your 40s, not your 70s, is the real turning point in prevention. Protein threshold matters more with age. Here's something almost nobody explains properly. The amount of protein that builds muscle in a 30-year-old is not enough to build muscle in a 65-year-old. This is called anabolic resistance, a condition where aging muscle becomes less responsive to protein, requiring a much larger dose just to trigger the same repair process. While a younger adult might stimulate muscle growth with 15 to 20 g of protein in a meal, seniors often need 25 to 30 g in a single sitting to flip that same biological switch. This means spreading small amounts of protein throughout the day isn't enough. Seniors need concentrated, higher protein meals, especially at breakfast, where most people traditionally eat the least protein of the day. Missing this threshold, meal after meal, year after year, is one of the biggest hidden contributors to age-related muscle loss. It's not just protein, it's the right foods. Protein alone is not the full answer. Certain foods contain unique bioactive compounds that go beyond basic nutrition and actively work to preserve and rebuild muscle tissue. Eggs contain leucine, a specific amino acid that acts like a trigger switch for muscle protein synthesis. Fatty fish like salmon carry omega-3 fatty acids that make aging muscle cells more sensitive to protein again, essentially restoring the body's ability to hear nutritional signals it had started ignoring. Mushrooms bring ergothioneine, a rare antioxidant most people have never heard of, which shields muscle cells from oxidative stress. This tells us something important. You can't just chase protein as a number. You have to choose foods that carry these specific muscle protective compounds, or you're missing most of the benefit. Chronic inflammation silently eats muscle. One of the least talked about causes of muscle loss isn't lack of exercise. It's chronic, low-grade inflammation running quietly in the background of the body for years. This kind of inflammation doesn't cause pain or fever. It operates below the radar, but it continuously breaks down muscle protein faster than the body can rebuild it. Over time, this creates a losing battle where muscle degrades faster than it regenerates. Foods rich in polyphenols, berries, olive oil, leafy greens work as natural anti-inflammatory agents, calming this internal fire and shifting the balance back in favor of muscle preservation. This is why an anti-inflammatory diet isn't just good for the heart or joints. It's directly tied to how much muscle a senior keeps as they age. Blood flow to muscle tissue is the hidden factor. Here's a fact that surprises most people. You can eat all the protein and nutrients in the world, but if blood isn't reaching your muscles efficiently, none of it matters. As people age, blood vessels naturally stiffen and circulation slows down, meaning muscle tissue receives fewer nutrients and less oxygen than it needs to repair and grow. Foods rich in dietary nitrates, like leafy greens such as spinach and kale, help relax blood vessels and improve circulation, essentially opening the delivery channels that carry nutrition straight to aging muscle fibers. Without healthy blood flow, even a perfect diet loses much of its power. This is the missing piece most nutrition advice completely ignores. Diet alone can significantly slow the clock. While exercise is often treated as the only real solution to muscle loss, research increasingly shows that diet by itself, even without a structured workout routine, can dramatically slow the rate of age-related muscle decline. The right combination of high-quality protein, anti-inflammatory compounds, circulation-boosting nutrients, and muscle-protective antioxidants creates an internal environment where muscle breakdown slows and repair improves. This doesn't mean movement isn't valuable. It absolutely is. But it means that even someone who struggles with mobility or exercise still has a powerful tool available to them every single day: what's on their plate. Food becomes not just fuel, but active defense against one of the most life-altering effects of aging. What you just heard isn't just a list of foods. It's a roadmap back to strength, independence, and dignity for the people we love most, and for ourselves as we age. Sarcopenia doesn't ask permission before it takes muscle away, but you now hold the tools to slow it down, fight back, and reclaim years of vitality that once seemed lost to time. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. It might just save their strength before it's too late. Good luck on your journey to strength and vitality. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.